A lot of things happened in the Champions League yesterday. Incredible night of football. How many of you lost money? Because I know a lot of you said you will use the money that you will get from betting. So you use it to build a house because they were playing the whole 18 games at a go. But how many of you were able to access your betting platform during the games? Some persons were crying on social media that they've lost everything, that they couldn't go and cash out, they couldn't do this. But yeah, we are not here to talk about betting. Definitely, we're here to talk about the Champions League. And yesterday was incredible. Chelsea picked up a win. Chelsea, my team, we beat Napoli at home. That's good. Arsenal picked up a win. Liverpool as well, 6-0 to Qarabag. Manchester City also picked up a win. The English Premier League teams, they are exploding, like they are showing levels when it comes to the Champions League. Playing shit in the English Premier League, and then they go to the Champions League and they act like they are the boss. What does that tell us? Does that tell us that the Premier League is actually stronger? You know, a lot of teams in the Premier League are stronger than teams in other parts of Europe. Is that what is telling us? But then, basically, let's jump right into the Champions League games. You know, a lot happened yesterday. Really, Lamine Yamal won the player of the match in this game. You know, and there's this goalkeeper that played against Real Madrid, the guy that scored the crazy goal. You know, at the Trubin show. I think that's his name. You know, everybody was excited. What's his name? Jose Mourinho. Actually, I saw a clip of him telling the goalkeeper to go forward, and the guy did exactly that. And he got the header and he got the winner, although it was 3-2 at the point, but it made it 4-2. You know, Real Madrid getting to the playoff stage is actually incredible. Champions League owners themselves not fit qualify at once. But we jump right into a lot of things. But let's start with Chelsea. First of all, I wasn't really excited about what what's his name, Liam Rossino did with the Chelsea team. I felt like he tried to gamble. You see, this is the problem I have with modern day coaches and trying to be experimental. Is that the word? Let me know in the comments. You know, they always try to make it look like, you know, it has to be all about them. Bro, just play the basics. Why not play your regular central defenders? Play with James right back. Play Cucurella left back. Play Santos and Caicedo. Play either Enzo or Palmer or whatsoever. Play Joao Pedro, play Estevao, play Neto. You know, why not just go with the basics? This is the Champions League, for crying out loud. That was how Maresca experimented with the Champions League, and he almost got us to play playoffs. Right, but kudos to Leo Rossina. He identified his mistake because Chelsea scored first, you know, and after all, Napoli scored 2 goals. You know, and at that point, I was like, are they going to come back from this? Because it's crazy. Playing away at Naples is not actually very, very easy. You know, but kudos to the Chelsea boys. Kudos to Joao Pedro. Sometimes I'm not excited about his game, but, you know, he's a Brazilian, and, you know, Brazilian, they always have this flair in them, and they can produce when they want to, right? And he did just that, scoring 2 goals, you know, incredible strike for the first goal, you know, and a great placement in the second goal. I think Chelsea had a good game overall, and they have had a good Champions League campaign, right? Finishing 6th, I think, just below Barcelona. You know, so I really don't know how far they can go. Let me know, Chelsea fans in the comment. Let me know how far you think Chelsea can go in the Champions League. Now, moving up to the next thing I want to talk about, which is the English Premier League team. Arsenal, 8 out of 8. Is there any team that can do that? Funny enough, I think this is why the Arsenal fans are saying they are the best in the world, although they are not performing very well in the Premier League. Like I said, a lot of these teams don't perform well in the Premier League. They come to the Champions League and they dominate. Arsenal, their last 3 games in the Premier League, they've drawn 2, lost 1. That incredible loss to Manchester United. Although Manchester United is not in the Champions League, that means if Manchester United did Champions League before they do wonders. But then Arsenal, incredible, 8 out of 8. Kai Havertz coming back for them, you know, getting a goal and also an assist. Incredible. Do you think Kai Havertz is the missing piece? Although they told us it was Icarus that was the missing piece, but right now, or they even told us that Jesus was the missing piece. But right now, we really don't know which piece is missing and which piece is there. But incredible game from although Arsenal allowed them to score 2 goals. That's like the worst team in the Champions League, scoring 2 goals against this Arsenal side. The same Arsenal side that a lot of the fans were saying that they want to break Chelsea 15-goal record in the Premier League. And they could not because they conceded 3 goals against Manchester United. So, guys, Arsenal fans in the comment, let me know what you think. Do you think this is your season? And would you rather go for the Champions League or for the Premier League or for both? Personally, for me, I think Arsenal stand a better chance of winning the Champions League, because the Premier League, there's a lot of tension that comes with the Premier League. That's why you see sometimes I prefer Chelsea in the cup competitions. I prefer Chelsea to play in the cup competitions where anything can happen. You know exactly what happened in the Club World Cup. Chelsea, we were able to diverse ourselves from meeting the big teams during the knockout stage. We only went to the final. We met PSG and we did the job. So I think, I don't know, Arsenal fan, let me know what you think in the comment. Do you think it's something that you would love Arsenal to do, like to go for the cup competition more rather than the Premier League? Although you guys are in a good position in the Premier League, 4-point top, but 4 point means you lose one game and it's gone. Just lose one game. That's why when Arsenal, they were 7 points and they were saying that they are going for the league. I was like, 7 points is like losing 2 games. So, and they just lost one to Manchester United. They are playing Leeds, which is going to be a very, very tough game. Then, but moving away from Manchester United, from Arsenal, I beg your pardon, we are going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a disgrace. Let me just let you know. Let me drop that here so that you guys would understand that this is the worst Real. I said it in one of my shots. This is the worst Real Madrid team I've seen in a long time. These guys, they are just full of themselves. They feel that they are the best players in the world. Arguably, you want to say 1 or 2 of them are the best. You look like the likes of Mbappe. I think it's just Mbappe and Couture. I can't call any, because they don't look like world class to me. They are all just full of themselves, wanting to prove points that are not there. Everybody wanting to be the one to carry the team. So they will be like, oh, you are the one carrying this team. Bro, you guys should calm down and play football, for crying out loud. No discredit to Jose Mourinho's side and Benfica. They were superb. And I think Mourinho was like, he said in an interview that he was telling his boys that, see, even if we do not qualify, let's not lose. And that's exactly what they did. At the time, I think they were up by 2-1. Then it got to, was it 3-1? Then it got to 3-2. And they made it 4 with that last goal from the goalkeeper. Incredible header from the goalkeeper. And Mourinho made that because he said he has seen it before. The goalkeeper has come close to scoring. So he told the goalkeeper, like, go. And that was exact. And they needed that one goal. So it was not like a fluke. It was not like it just happened. They needed the goal to go to where they can play playoffs. I can't get with their position right now. But kudos to Benfica and Jose Mourinho. That's what I'm saying. I actually miss Jose Mourinho. I was watching a lot of his clips after the game, and I was like, this is the Mourinho that we want. Like, these are coaches that have laid down their lives for the game. They know what they need to do, and they do what they need to do. It does not matter the players they have. Unlike Amorim and Maresca and the rest, that they always cry about players. Bro, use what you have to play. And that's exactly what Jose Mourinho did with this Benfica side, beating Real Madrid, the owners of Champions League, as far as I'm concerned, because they've won it most of the time, But then Champions League, like I said, was incredible. We can go into a lot of the games that happened. We have Ajax versus Olympiacos with an away win 2-1. That's actually very good. We have Arsenal versus Almaty, which is 3-2. I really could not believe my eyes that Arsenal conceded 2 goals, but then it happens. Athletic Club versus Sporting CP. Athletic Club 2, Sporting CP 3. Atletico Madrid lost, guys. That's another thing I forgot to talk about. Bodo Glimt. But when Bodo Glimt beat Manchester City, everybody thought that, it was just a fluke, that Manchester City is completely bad. Bro, Bodo Glimt is good. Bodo Glimt is seeming like the underdogs in this Champions League, and they can go far to do something. Like, that's what it's seeming, because now beating Atletico Madrid away. They beat Atletico Madrid for Atletico Madrid house. That's to tell you how good this Bodo Glimt is. Borussia Dortmund lost to Inter Milan 2-0. Barcelona defeated Copenhagen, although Copenhagen came ahead. I think after like 4 minutes, they scored their first goal in like 4 minutes. But see, this Barcelona side, you should just forget about the Champions League. You can just concentrate on your La Liga, because the rate at which you concede goals is bad. Your eye line, your this, your that, Also, the game we just talked about, Benfica beating Real Madrid 4-2. Club Brugge beating Marseille 3-0. 3-0. Frankfurt losing to Tottenham. Tottenham is another side that is performing poorly in the Premier League, and they are doing so well in the Champions League. I think they are currently fourth, or they finished fourth in the group stage. Leverkusen losing to Villarreal 3-0. Liverpool destroying Qarabağ. This is the same Qarabağ that Maresca could not beat. 6-0. Manchester City beating Galatasaray 2-0. Monaco versus Juventus 0-0 draw. And Napoli 2, Chelsea 3. Away win for Chelsea. Very good away win. Pafos 4, Slavia Praga 1. Then we have Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle. This is another side to the Champions League that we're not talking about. Paris Saint-Germain being one of the, obviously, they are the reigning champions. They won the Champions League that season, but they are not really performing so well this season. 1-1 draw to a Newcastle. You would want to predict, although Newcastle is a good team, but you would want to predict Paris Saint-Germain to beat Newcastle. But this brings me back to what I was saying about the Premier League teams performing very, very well in the Champions League. Kudos to Newcastle for that. PSV won, Bayern Munich 2. I think that was a narrow win, but Bayern Munich needed did not really need that game. We have Union SG 1, Atlanta new. Atlanta losing away is very, very disgraceful. But then that's exactly what happened in the Champions League yesterday. Like I said, if you lost money, really, really, really sorry about that. So the table looks like this: Arsenal top, Bayern Munich second, Liverpool third, Tottenham fourth, Barcelona 5th, Chelsea 6th, Sporting CP 7th, and Manchester City 8th. Then we have Real Madrid, Inter, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atlanta, Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund, Olympiacos, Club Brugge, Galatasaray, Monaco, Qarabağ, Bodo Glimt, and Benfica in the playoffs. That's incredible. Like, the teams that made it in these playoffs is incredible. Then getting knocked out, we have Marseille, Pafos, Union SG, PSV, Athletic Club, Napoli, Copenhagen, Ajax, Frankfurt, Slavia Praga, Villarreal, and obviously Almaty. Let me know what you think about the Champions League, guys, yesterday. And do you think, which team do you think can go further in this? By the way, Kylian Mbappe is the highest goal scorer, and it's seeming like he's going to break Cristiano Ronaldo's record of the most goals in the Champions League. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. If this is the first time you're watching this channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.